Okay, well, welcome everybody to the Future Leaders Academy 2017 graduation ceremony. My name is Juan Arcilla. I am an admissions counselor and recruiter here at the University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee. And I also have the privilege of serving the board of directors with Unidos Now. And it was exactly 1 year ago where I sat in that audience. I just started this job, and it was brand new for me. But I was welcomed with open arms by USF and by Unidos Now. And it was a beautiful experience. As a Latino immigrant myself, I know the struggle firsthand of what it's like to adapt to this culture. And there's a lot of obstacles that we face. But seeing our students and my compatriots speak gave me motivation to keep going. And it gave me hope in our generation to come. So it's an absolute privilege to be here, and I want to give everybody a round of applause. So tonight, you are going to hear from our future leaders, and that's exactly what they are. They are leaders. We chose them because of their potential and because we believe in them. They sacrificed their summer to be part of this program. They could have been going to the beach or doing other questionable things, but they decided to invest in their future. And right now, you're going to see the fruit of their hard labor. But before we begin, I want to introduce you to our amazing Unidos Now team and staff. Okay? So I want to introduce the board of directors first. So I'm part of it. My name is Juan Arcilla, and I also want to introduce Amy Kenyon. Okay? Kathy Schurston. We have our co-founder and board member, Kelly. And now I want to introduce our fabulous Unidos Now staff, okay? We got Wendy Barroso. Got Hector Tejeda. Lisbeth. Absolutely. And of course, we have our amazing executive director, somebody that I see as a role model and as a mentor, and one of the most passionate educators I have ever met in my life. And it's an absolute privilege to be working with her. We got Luz Corcuera. So it's going to be a wonderful night today. You're going to hear from Future Leaders Academy. But I would like to bring Luz up here because she has some opening remarks for the audience, okay?
Hello, everyone. I just want to welcome you and thank you for making the time to be with us tonight. I want to acknowledge the parents of our remarkable scholars. You work as hard as them, and tonight you're going to see how your children have grown so much in a span of time. You probably have been seeing some of the slides that have been going around. They began on March 18 on a wonderful journey, learning how to select a college, how to have a resume ready for college application, their essay. They went on career exploration days. They met with mentors. They went on so many other college tours, not only at USF, but also they went to Rollins College, Eckerd College, UCF, New College, and they had a first taste of what college life is all about. And I'm proud to say that this year we were able to bring more parents than years before. We couldn't do the work that we do if it wasn't for the partnerships that we have. And I think I want to give, first of all, credit to USF for being a tremendous partner, for welcoming into your home. And I want the USF staff and faculty to please stand up and be recognized. I also want to acknowledge the community foundations. I know that the Manatee Community Foundation is very well represented tonight. Would you please stand up if you are with the Community Foundation, all of you? And of course, we have some of our mentors. The mentors have been incredible with our students. Mentors, if you are here in the room, please stand up and be recognized. And I think the most important part of this program is to hear from our scholars so that you can understand why we have so much passion for what we do, because we believe in them. And they give us plenty of reasons to believe in them. I can assure you that our future is in great hands. So I'm going to turn this over to Juan so that you can introduce some of our scholars now. Thank you.
So now we're going to get to the main event. We're going to hear from each one of our scholars. You're going to hear their stories, their passions. I can see some of them are a little jittery, but keep in mind that this is a very welcoming environment, and we are so very proud of you tonight, okay? I'm going to ask the audience to please hold the applause until everybody's done speaking. It's going to be hard because you're going to be tempted to applaud them, to celebrate them, but please respect each person and wait until the end of the presentation for the applause, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started. Yes, I'm going to turn up the screen, and then I'll call up the first speaker, all right? Okay, now we're going to begin with our first speaker.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Rauda, and I'm going to be a senior at Manatee High School. I was born here in the United States, but I was raised by my parents that are Honduran, so I've lived a very Hispanic-influenced life. My parents have been very supportive to all my goals and everything I say I want to achieve. Besides them, my teachers have always been very supportive too. For example, my first grade teacher. I remember when I first told her I wanted to become a pediatrician, she told me that if that was my goal, then I was going to be the best pediatrician out there. This meant a lot to me because I was 6 years old, half my size. I was barely learning English, and she believed in me. Just knowing that someone believed in me made me want to keep pursuing my dream. Luckily, through the years, I've had opportunities to be able to volunteer and have children around. So it's like, what could a 6-year-old know about such a big job? Well, I'm not 6 years old anymore. I am 17. And through the volunteer opportunities such as Healthy Teens Coalition, I go out into the community and speak to teenagers and children about health issues. At my church, I am the children's church teacher, so I am surrounded by children throughout all of Sunday. At home, I am the oldest out of my cousins, so even if I want to or don't want to be surrounded by children, I am. But it's okay, because I'm used to it. I've also had the opportunity to shadow a pediatrician through the medical academy at Manatee High School. I remember walking into the rooms, and I just loved seeing the environment, and the kids were there because they wanted to feel better, and they knew that the pediatrician was there to help them. The children are the next generation, and the future depends on them. I want to be part of that, and I want to help them. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Barroso, and I'm a rising junior at Sarasota Military Academy. I've always had two passions, the first being technology. As a young child, I already knew the basic functions of a computer and how to turn it on and maneuver it. Once I hit 7th grade, my science teacher started teaching me about neuroscience and how if you affect the frontal lobe of your brain, if you injure it, you'll never be the same person again because that affects your personality. I always had a constant struggle. I had to choose technology or neurosurgery, and that always crushed me until this past year, Command Sergeant Major Thomas at Sarasota Military Academy sat me down and really started talking to me about my future. And he told me why are you trying to pick between the two when you could combine the two? So I started doing a little bit more research, and I found robotics neurosurgery. Robotics neurosurgery has revolutionized modern medicine, and that's exactly what I want to do. I would like to thank Unidos Now for helping me with the college selection process and helping me discover what colleges I want to pursue after my senior year. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Evelyn de Oliveira. I am a rising junior at Riverview High School. And when I was a little girl, I used to read the children's books that my uncle wrote. And I was fascinated by the idea that you could write something that other people could read and you could inspire other people. Once I got into 7th grade, I went into one of the field trips, and they had this room in which they explained and showed to us how journalists work, what they do, how their work goes on to other people. And from then on, I told myself that I want to be a journalist. But every day I would go home, and I would see my dad sit on the table working on his computer. He used to work in this IT company. And every day I would watch him go sit at the table, and he would click something here or type something over there. And just like it happens to most people, I changed my mind. Once I got into high school, I joined the JROTC program, in which they have a team called Cyber Patriots. There they teach us about computer programs, how to fix damaged things on those programs. And there I learned that you can do so much more in a computer than just looking up the answers to your homework. And from then on, I decided that computer technology is the career I would like to follow. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adrian Martinez. I go to Bayshore High School, and I'm a rising senior. So last year, I started with the quote, ¿Qué estás haciendo? Translating to, what are you doing? A plea from my dad to get my act together after he saw my poor grades. Ever since then, Luz Corojera has been asking me the same thing ever since. So I'm going to tell you. Before joining Unidos Now, my family would always tell me and encourage me to take vocational classes during high school, so I get money immediately. But after joining, I saw a whole new outlook, more better, and in a way that I can more advanced than vocational training. Initially, the creative side of my brain was more operational way before joining, but with the exposure to different career paths, the analytical side started surfacing little by little. First, taking a tour of Sun Hydraulics with Unidos Now introduced me to engineering, with the designing and machining there. Second, getting a job at Globe Trailers introduced me to another perspective of engineering. Lastly, joining my high school's technology student association team to compete in the architectural design competition, where my partner and I had to create a tiny house model that would solve problems with space, electric, and water efficiency. This makes me really excited to major in mechanical engineering. Even though junior has been the busiest year I have had in a while, with the variety of extracurricular activities I was part of, even working part-time, I always had the moral support from my family, especially my mom. I remember I asked my mom one day, what is one thing you can say about me? She said, proud. Proud because every single day she's watched me grow from a boy into a young man with a better future. So, ¿qué estás haciendo? I'm pretty much getting the best results in my future because with the guidance of Unidos Now, it taught me so much, even from my friends and family, and especially my mentor, Evelyn, who's taught me so much from the past year. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Bienvenidos. My name is Yannicka Perez, and I am a junior at Sarasota Military Academy. I notice a lot of people have a special event in their life that helps them decide what they want to do. But for me, that was only 2 weeks ago. I was recently talking with somebody, and they asked me probably the most important question ever. What do you want to do with your future? My answer was I wanted to do business, but the thing was I didn't know what kind of business. My parents have 2 businesses of their own, and they have inspired me to become everything I am today. I am a role model for my 3 brothers and sister, and that's what pushes me to keep going. After high school, I plan to go to college and study hotel and restaurant management because my love for culinary arts and the world of tourism my love for the world of tourism. I would like to thank the whole Unidos Now team for helping me accomplish my goals and supporting me with my dream. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Santiago Uribe, and I am a rising senior at Riverview High School. So basically, I was born in Colombia, but then I moved to Greenville, South Carolina, and it wasn't long before I ended up here in Florida. And growing up, I would always move to different places, as I just mentioned, and the thing with that is that I would go to new schools. And of course, this had great opportunities like the chance to meet new people, but I always remembered the importance of choosing a new school. As a result, I continued on with my academic progress, and I would go to good schools, but I would never be able to excel in my classes because they weren't at my fitting. As a result, I decided to start taking advanced classes at the new schools that I would join. But this wasn't enough for me. I always wanted to go above and beyond, and that's when I decided to join the IB program at Riverview High School. The IB program has been beneficial because it has taught me a lot of things that I know will be necessary for my success in college. Also, I've met amazing people there, and I honestly wouldn't give it up for anything else. But amongst the IB program, I haven't been able to acquire the skills that I've learned here at Unidos Now. As a result, I've been able to make good choices that will inspire me to move on in my path thanks to the Unidos team, which I would like to thank. And at this moment, I'm not sure what I want to do with my life, but I know that with the help of the Unidos team and my fellow colleagues, they can lead me towards the right path, and I'll be able to succeed in life.
Hello everyone, my name is Priscilla Martinez and I'm a rising senior at Bayshore High School. At a young age, I've always had a passion and a curiosity for the miracle of birth. From the development of an embryo to all of us being here today, I believe it's a blessing. I hit a point in my life where I lost my own dignity, and I was being told I would never make it to college. I felt lost within myself. And not until I met Unidos Now, they had such open arms towards me. I'm so sorry. But they had the ambition and urging desire to want to help many children like me. I want to become an OBGYN because I believe bringing life into this world is a blessing. But not only that, I want to help many families out there that are in need of a better healthcare system. I want to help many other young people that went through what I went through, struggling through high school, to overcome their obstacles and achieve their dreams of making a difference in the community. And I want to thank Unidos Now for welcoming me to their Florida Leadership Academy and for believing in me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Yesenia Perez, and I will be a rising senior at Palmetto High School. Ever since I was a little girl, my parents have told me that education is the key to the brighter future. However, I knew that this meant I had to pursue a career and attend college. However, I didn't know how to get there. It wasn't until my niece Sadie was born that I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and that was to become a pediatrician. When I was only 8 years old, my niece Sadie was born. I remember August 27, 2008. I got a call from the office telling me to go to the office. I knew what this meant. I had waited 9 long months for this day to come. As I sprinted to the office and got to my mom, she told me I couldn't see Sadie yet because she was having trouble breathing. And she went to a separate room, so I couldn't see her. And I was too young to go in to visit. I wanted to do something for Sadie. I had so many questions, but I knew I couldn't do anything. 2 weeks went by, and she finally got to come home. As I watched her grow up, I saw the love and innocence she had towards life. It was from watching her take her first footsteps to her laughing when I did something to amuse her. Sadie sparked something in me, and it was my love for children. It was my love for children, my desire to help others, and my desire to reach a higher education that made me decide to become a pediatrician. There is so much joy that kids bring into this world, and I want to assure that they live a long and healthy life. At times I think to myself, you're dreaming too high, this will never be possible. But I remember that my parents, tell me that I can do anything I set my mind to. And with the help of Unidos Now, the support of my parents, I know that the dream of becoming a pediatrician can someday become a reality. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Bruzone, and I am a rising junior at Riverview High School. There have been many obstacles throughout my life, but by far, in my opinion, the biggest obstacle has been getting noticed by people. While it seems like I'm shy, I really want to become outgoing and let myself become known by people. However, it hasn't helped that I've moved multiple times, and it really hasn't helped that I've been constantly ignored and degraded by my peers. But with my ultimate goal being to make an impact on this world and to become successful enough so I can make a name for myself and represent my family, I didn't let this stop me. In fact, I used my talents to my advantage. My passions for music and mathematics have really helped me to break these barriers. Learning my times tables in the 3rd grade and picking up the French horn for the first time in the 4th grade has really helped me. And I know that with the constant support of my parents and my little sister, and through the help of Unidos Now and my mentor, Mr. Richardson, I know that I can make an impact on this world and become more than just 1 in a million. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Andrea Aguirre, and I will be a rising senior at Braden River High School. Throughout all of our lives, we are commonly asked, what do you want to do when you're older? What do you want to do as a career? My personal responses have ranged from ballerina to astronaut. Well, it all eventually spiraled down to wanting to become a doctor. This thought first was sparked in my brain through my first biology class in high school, my first biology class my freshman year. So basically, my love for science was reborn in that class because I realized how I could easily help my peers, and I loved tutoring them, and I loved how we could find out more about ourselves through science. I eventually asked myself again, how can I lead my path to becoming a doctor later on in life? Well, I found my first high school family through athletic training, which is sports medicine, and through a connection in athletic training, I found Unidos Now. I am forever grateful for Unidos Now because it feels like not only I, but my whole family in general just barely made the opportunity of being involved in such a special program like this, because I am the youngest of 3, and I feel like my older brothers didn't really have the guidance into going into college and just figuring out what they wanted to do. So I feel like I'm just really grateful because they've really guided me into going into college and knowing what I want to do. And with my passion for science and my connections that I've made, and hopefully the connections that I keep on making, I plan on going on to college and just exploring more of the health field and really finding my passion that I want to do in the medical field. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Andres Monroy, and I am a rising senior at Braden River High School. I just turned 17 last month, actually, and I currently have 2 full-length albums distributed on iTunes and all music platforms. I have a digital booklet that's on iBooks and distributed on other magazine platforms. I currently have a record label with local artists from around the city, and I also currently have a clothing brand. My passion my whole entire life has been to create. My mom's always told me that I'm fortunate enough to have a passion, but it's a pretty terrifying thing to me because it's the only thing I've ever wanted to do in my life, and it's scary to just have such a strong passion for something. I'm currently pursuing my passion. November of last year, I released my first project, my first album titled Falling Short, and we had a whole event. I got together a team of people, local people from Sarasota, and we threw a whole event together in Sarasota for the release event. And pretty much, it was a business venture on my part because I went into it with $0 and kind of got together a team. You know, my friend Austin Cowell owns a store in Sarasota called Solid. It's a clothing store, and that's where we threw the event. I started with $0, and we actually made $500 that night. So that was a big thing for me. Wanting to pursue something like business, I think that can open a lot of doors for me in the fields that I want to do. This might sound crazy, but I want to be one of the greatest creators of all time, you know? And as crazy as that may sound to say here in front of all of you guys tonight, I think you have to think crazy sometimes to make it anywhere crazy in life. So hopefully I'll keep on having that mentality for the rest of my life. I'd like to thank the Unidos Now team because as you get older, you tend to feel lost and you tend to feel like less people are on your side as you get older, you know? You tend to feel more alone. And it's just astonishing to me that a group like Unidos Now would come along and really make me feel like they're on my side and I'm not so alone. And there's people out there genuinely wanting to help me. That's crazy. That's a blessing. Anything that will help me on my path to achieve my dreams is a blessing. So thank you so much to the Unidos Now team. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Okay, no one said anything, but okay. So, hello, my name is Flor Zamora. I'm a student at Manatee High School, and I'm a rising senior. At a young age, I realized that this world has a lot of negativity because I grew up in a really bad neighborhood. As a 7-year-old, I sat on top of a police officer's car answering questions no child should ever answer. I promise I won't cry. So in this bad neighborhood, I met this one guy. And this one guy, he somewhat lured me, showing me his stolen Pokemon cards and the cat he had abused. And I hung around with this guy knowing I was not safe because I wanted to investigate who broke into my house. Therefore, I took a risk for my family. My mom is the sweetest person ever. So my mom really had trouble with technology at the time, and I was a little smarty in the computer. So I helped her out with technology, like searching somebody up or searching something up. And one day, a friend of mine lost her children. She lost her children because the father abducted the children, and there was no way to get communication from them. So in 2012, we created a Facebook account, since it was something new at the time. We created a Facebook account, and every single day we used to search and search and search for them, hoping there was a chance to see them again. So eventually, 3 years ago, we finally found them, thank God, and they're reunited and living with them right now. There was also a time when I was going downhill, and I was really lonely. I fell into a category called peer pressure. Not peer pressure, bullying. I got bullied really bad, and there was this time where I just didn't have friends or anyone to be there for me. I had my family, but I was too scared to tell them. So since I got really bullied at the time, it was really severe that I had the police involved. since I had the police involved, I realized the miracles they did. So I realized, wow, these people are amazing. They actually help people. Like, because every single time I used to watch on the internet, there would be police brutality and all that stuff, and I see something different. So because I got to meet the police officer, I went to school. I went to meet with the Guidance in College and Career Center, something like that. One of the teachers there. This teacher helped me out, moving me into a direction of law enforcement. And I had many opportunities, she told me, and therefore I'm searching for a law enforcement job. One day I was sitting at lunch with a friend named Isaac, and this friend really told me about his future career and plans he had, and he really seemed like he was striving to become a sheriff. Because of that, I really kind of fell in love with the career that he was talking about. Therefore, I want to become an FBI agent, a career that not a lot of women are seen in, and it's really hard to get into. But I want to thank Unidos Now mostly because they took us to a tour to the Sarasota County and Emergency Center, Operations Center, and I got to see something I wouldn't have experienced without them. And I want to thank my family because you guys really are some strong people, and you guys make me. Especially, I want to thank the most important person. The most important creator in the earth, which is God, and God really inspired me to be this person I am today. Thank God.
So, how's everyone's day, guys? I'm Logan, and ever since I was a young boy, I was curious. I used to crawl underneath my dinner table and I would unscrew the legs. Look, that annoyed my parents. But at least I grasped the concept of righty-tighty and lefty-loosey. My passion is being active. I love to run, and I love being part of a community. In fact, thanks to Unidos Now, I'm part of a community. Guess what? Because I'm active, thanks to Unidos Now, and because I'm curious, I aspire to become a mechanical engineer. Been interested since the day I was, in first grade, I would say. Takes back a long time. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Caitlin Gutierrez and I'm a junior at Sarasota High School. As a kid, I wanted to be a part of various activities and clubs, but they never really piqued my interest until I started writing. Writing has been my passion since I was a little girl. I remember creating a short play when I was inspired by Florida Studio Theater, and I wrote it with my friends. I envisioned this girl getting stuck in a fairy tale and had to save the day with her trustworthy companions. When I put on the play with my buddies, it was a huge hit, but I never really thought of writing as a career up until now. Not only do I enjoy writing, I also enjoy acting. I love being the center of attention and making people smile. It made my day a little bit better when I made someone happy. My parents were a huge support. And even though I didn't have the slightest idea, they would even go out of their way to make things possible and go that extra mile. My dad was a huge influence in me. He taught me how to follow my dreams and to find a career that I love. He told me that I would go to college and enjoy and experience what it's like to go to be in an actual college. Due to my father's passing, he won't be able to see me follow my dreams. I miss him every day, and I wish he would be here to watch me do this speech. I wish he could come and cheer me up and make me to move forward and to go on with life. but it's hard to say, and I've realized that I have to move on. He wouldn't want me to live in misery and to be in this funk for the rest of my life. And I don't want to be. I want to make something impactful and to make new discoveries. I don't have a really major right now, but I enjoy writing and theater. And I want to thank the Unidos Now program because I was running out of time and I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grow up. And everybody told me that I would go to college, but I was like, I don't know. But thank you so much, everyone here, the Unidos program, and thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello, I am Alec Lemus, and I'm an uprising senior at Southeast High School. I'm the right arm. I'm the right arm for my family because I help them raise a baby by, giving the baby its essential needs, feeding him, burping him, bathing him, rocking him to sleep. Did I forget changing him? Both, clothes and diapers, that too. So I did that. And I also helped my parents through many things, small acts like helping my father on the weekends with his lawn services, which is a lot of hard work, but it's very low pay. And I've also helped my mother clean houses, a lot of hard work and the same, same situation, low pay. And I've also stained these hands with ink at 2 o'clock in the morning by helping my parents pack newspapers up and throw them, deliver them. And even after doing all of these small acts throughout my whole life, it hasn't truly satisfied my desire I have in, helping my parents change the course of our life. But through Unidos Now, I found a better solution, and that solution is education. I know that if I get an education, I have the power to change the way of my life and my parents. I don't know what I'm going to major in, but I know that my interest in piano, music, math, and science, it will help me find a perfect vocation in which I can dedicate my passion to and time, so I can go out into society to contribute and compete and be a right arm for other families out there who need a helping hand or who need a blessing. And I would like to be that person. I would like to personally thank Unidos Now because without them, I would still be hopeless and lost. And they really did help me find the path, which is education. I would also like to thank my mentor, Ray, because he has dedicated his time and his passion. And he also, got to know me for who I am and for what I've done for my family. And he made me feel like a real human being, and he recognized me for that. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Sebastian Rico. I'm a rising senior and I'm attending Bayshore High School. In the future, I see myself as a stable man working in his own clinic as a veterinarian within California. This radical dream all came through the help of my cousin. When I first met him, he told me that he was a veterinarian. He told me how much love and compassion he had towards his patients, the owners, and especially his community. He was glad to know that he could help them. However, even though my cousin was the base towards my passion, I was also able to find it through my own hard work and struggles. As many people, I had a dog, but Spike wasn't any dog, he was my best friend. He was always there through thick and thin, somebody that I could talk to when I was happy, sad, or I just needed help with homework. And I noticed the love and compassion I had towards him, and I wanted to give it out to other animals. So I decided to go and volunteer to the Humane Society, where I would see the love in the dog's eyes. They would gaze at you with hope, someone as a hero to them, maybe somebody that you could give them a better life. And that's something I want to do when I grow up, be a veterinarian, be there for dogs who maybe haven't had the greatest life. But I also want to thank Unidos Now, because if it weren't for them, I don't know where I'd be today. Thank you.
How's everybody doing today? I'm Alex Sella, currently a rising junior at Riverview High School, International Baccalaureate Career Program, and an athlete of FC Sarasota Soccer Club. Since I can remember, I've always been an energetic child, always wanted to be in motion. From that moment on, my parents got told to put me in a sport to keep myself busy. Days went by, and all I saw was my reflection radiating from a swimming pool. This reflection lasted 8 years of hard work. Swimming taught me many things: discipline, determination, and a mindset of achieving goals. As of today, I'm currently playing soccer, believing I can achieve a scholarship into a Division I school to help pay for my career. Through the interest in sports, I have finally found that I wanted to be a physical therapist, helping pro athletes and myself achieve their maximum potential. Through the support of the Future Leaders Academy, Unidos Now has provided me with the information needed for me to decide my career. This is something I'm very grateful of. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Omar Bina. I'm a rising senior, and I go to Manatee High School. When I was 8 years old, my father really opened the doors to a whole nother realm as he laid the guitar in my lap and taught me how to play a C chord. He made it seem so easy when he was playing at home. And I thought I could get this overnight, but I soon realized it takes months to even develop just a good sound. And not only that, but it really is a whole nother realm, because as last year when I took music theory, there isn't just only major and minor scales. There's diminished, half diminished, augmented chords, as well as major and minor. And there's different modes as well, just as Aeolian, Ionian, Mixolydian, Dorian modes. There's so much in there. And music really does contribute to my life. As most people would think, it would just be a waste of time or it's just another hobby. I think music really does pushes me because it demands excellence. I really have to focus and give it my all in the performance. And I feel like this transfers to my job at Chick-fil-A, or when I'm doing schoolwork, or when I'm in leadership in marching band. However, there is a problem with the school system now, since there is a lack of funds, some schools are not able to, keep every program in there. And the first one to go would be music. Studies have shown that when someone's playing music, you're actually using both sides of the brain, because when you're doing a single activity like academic stuff, or when you're doing sports, you're only working the left or the right brain, but when you're playing an instrument, you're actually using both. So that's why I want to become a music educator, because I want to spread the word to keep music programs alive, and I want others to pursue music just as my father taught me to pursue it when I was 8 years old. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Giselle Rodon Augustin, and I am a rising junior at Manatee High School. As a young child, I pretty much knew what I wanted to become. I wanted to become a nurse. Sorry. It has been my goal, and it still is to become one. When I was 5 years old, my younger sister was diagnosed with cancer and passed away 4 days after her first birthday. I thought that no one would ever know my pain because I was extremely devastated, and I thought that honestly no one understood, and I didn't realize that my mother was actually the one who suffered the most. Sorry. I think she's a strong woman, and for that reason, I strive to become a neonatal nurse practitioner because I don't want other mothers or other families to go through the same thing mine did. And I also believe that life works in mysterious ways in order to test who you are as a person and who you will become. I would like to thank Unidos Now because I think I'm well on my way there to achieve my goal. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Axel Soto. I am a rising senior at Bradenver High School. As a kid, I would say I was never accepted by a special group in school. I was bullied, not only verbally, but also physically. I was bullied because I was shy, because I was brown skinned, and mostly because I was obese. And I decided to change. I decided that was enough, and right now, I am no longer obese, and I'm no longer in danger of diabetes. For my education, I use a quote that once my mother told me, "Esfuérzate, push for education," because I value my education, or I see education as something how you succeed in life, and I dream to become an accountant, get my CPA license, open up an accounting firm here in Sarasota County. I would like to thank my mentor, Alexander Barroso, for sending me those emails at 3 o'clock in the morning, of reminding me to enter those homeworks. Also, I'd like to thank Unidos Now for showing me how to dream big and teach me how to achieve those dreams. Thank you.
My name's Liliana Henriquez. I will be a senior at Palmetto High School this year, and I want to be a psychologist. I have dyslexia, depression, anxiety, and ADHD. Since I have just entered treatment, my doctors are testing for possibly others. I am the first child of my family to actually be diagnosed with these mental illnesses, but I am also the first child who will graduate in the top 10% of my class. The way humans think and can be so unique is one of life's biggest mysteries, and it's inspired me to dedicate my own life to research and to fully understand mental illness. This will ensure that the medical world will be one step closer to opening a door for everyone to have an equal opportunity to function and contribute to society in a normal and efficient way. My genetic and traumatic burdens that have caused these illnesses are also the unexpected blessings that have pushed me to be where I am today. Feeling as though I wasn't good enough, these blessings haven't come without a price. Feeling as though I wasn't good enough made me pass so many opportunities, and it tore me down over time to a point where I believed I wasn't worth anything. It took so long to actually speak up, and I did it. And when I did it, it had been the decision to salvage my career and my passion. It was what brought me to Unidos Now and become the first person in my family who wants to go to college and pursue a medical career. It made me realize that even though I am poor, Hispanic, mentally ill, that I am still worth something, and I deserve to have an opportunity just like everyone else. When it comes to mental health, I want my journey to lead to changing the lives of the next generation globally. Every child should have the opportunity to reach their full potential regardless of who they are.
Hello, my name is Osil Urbina. I go to Manatee High School and I'm a rising senior. And in my home thrives 3 languages. Yes, not 2, but 3. English with my siblings, Spanish with my parents, and music that unites us all. It all started ever since I was like 4 or 5 years old. I remember my dad traveling across Florida, and he would always go to these gigs with his brothers, and me and Omar, we would just go right behind him, setting up speakers, setting up mixers, and everyone thought we were really weird because we knew how to do all these things. And I remember one day, my dad, he invited me to go up on stage with him. And I remember he set out like these little buckets, or it was drums, I don't know. I just know they were muted, I couldn't hear myself. But I remember playing like these drumsticks, and I was just banging as loud as I can. And I think I even like knocked it over or something, I forgot. But that's when I realized that I felt connected through music, and it helped unite me with my family. And later on, I self-taught. I taught myself how to play guitar and piano with the assistance of my dad, and I learned it with my brother. And at church, I played since I was like 8 years old, and it's just me, my brother, and my dad. We have like our little like studio band to accompany the choir, and it's every Sunday, like we just keep on going and going and going, Sunday after Sunday, ever since this day. And not only it connects me and my family, but it connects me with my peers at school as well. And through music, I believe that it connects through emotion, and you don't need to speak in order to connect with others in your audience or with other people in your band. Like my director used to say, let me remember. Wait. He used to say, your band is only as good as its weakest player, because if the weakest player fails, then the whole band fails, which is like why I'm so into teamwork, because with my family and my school, I've developed teamwork, and it leads me to leadership, as well as me communicating to others. It helped me develop this skill. And I want to become the best I can be as a music educator, because I want to help connect other people and other family as well, and connect audiences as well as connect the globe into the future generation. And just like I help connect people, as well as music like help connect me with my family and other people. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Allison Zavala, and I am a rising junior at Riverview High School. I have experienced many things throughout my life that have left me with questions. From my cousin being diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma to my baby cousin passing away, the human body was such a mystery to me. I wasn't always passionate about science, however. In fact, I think it was my least preferred subject in school. I explored many different hobbies trying to find out what it was that I loved. I learned how to play instruments, and I played sports. But I feel that I truly love the human body, specifically children. I learned a lot about childhood development of the mind and body and psychology that I took last year. It was very interesting to me seeing how intelligent even babies are, and how fast a child grows and changes and goes through all these different stages in life. I even started applying what I learned to real life. I told a 1-year-old that they are going through the sensory motor stage of cognitive development while they just stared at me. I feel like I have always loved kids. I volunteer in the children's ministry at my church, and I even babysitted this summer, which babysitting 6 kids was very difficult. But it didn't move my love. I want to pursue a career as a pediatric surgeon, to travel the world and be a hope to kids who have lost their hope. I want to make sure the kids who are the future get to have a future. I am motivated by my family who moved from Honduras and came here and started from zero. I am inspired by their dedication and love. Being a Latina brings me a lot of pride, and I feel honored and blessed to be able to live in a country with many opportunities where if you fight for your dreams, you can achieve them. I know that there is something higher than science and medicine, which is God, and thanks to Him, I have made it this far, and thanks to Him, I will get even further. But I believe that if I have a chance to save a young life, I want to take it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Alexis Cejas, and I am a rising senior at Riverview High School. Recognized writer Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "To know that even one life has breathed easier because you lived, that is success." I now know that is the kind of success I want to achieve. When I was a child, I had high aspirations. I used to say to everyone that I was going to study at Harvard and become a millionaire. Yeah. Growing up in Cuba, those dreams were washed away by reality, but that little spark of ambition remained. Not so long ago, my life made a big turn. I moved from Cuba to the United States with my mother, and it was tough. Adapting to the new lifestyle and the new language was challenging, but I now see that change as a possibility to have a better life for myself and my family. I am determined to make the most of this opportunity. Many members of my family are doctors or nurses. They inspire me to become a physician too. However, I want to work specifically at the emergency room. I want to become a trauma surgeon, and I have made it my mission to care for those unlucky people who experience the most life-threatening, penetrating, and severe injuries. I want to be the leader of a team of doctors, nurses, assistants, and technicians who are going to help me to save that person's lives. I believe that my actions can make an impact and have a meaning. That is the reason why I'm following this path. I want to thank Unidos Now for all the help they have given to me. When I came to this country 10 months ago, I did not know what an ACT was, and college life was just a myth. But they taught me that if I had the drive to pursue my dreams, I will accomplish them. Today, I'm graduating from the Future Leaders Academy with ACT scores, competitive ACT scores to go to college. And I believe that Unidos Now has had a big part to play in that achievement. I'm grateful to the Unidos Now for being more than just a program, because to me, they're like family. Thank you.
All right, let's give everybody one final loud round of applause. I think I wasn't the only one that got emotional during some of these speeches. And we do have one more person that's going to do it that sat in the opposite side where he wasn't supposed to. But that's okay. We'll do it right now. Coming up.
Hello, my name is Fernando Zapata Jr., and I attend Bayshore High School, and I'm also a rising junior. And I'm inspired to become an architect. I know it's going to be difficult, and I will make a lot of mistakes, but I'm not afraid of failure. My father ingrained that in me. I remember when I visited Mexico, and there, where he once lived, and there I realized that our last name Zapata meant something because it was recognized by everybody who lived there. I remember when my father also, he built sorry. His determination and hard work demonstrated through his building up of this carpentry business. And there, with my hard hat helmet and my little boots, I realized it was something I really wanted to do.
It's gonna be hard. I know. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, but I will learn. I know I will learn from them because whoa, I'm sorry. And my father, he used to teach me so much. And now with his passing, I know it's gonna be difficult, but I have a mother who gives me the strength to achieve my dream. I also want to thank Unidos Now for helping me discover my voice. And now I want to help others find theirs. Yo soy orgulloso de ser Latino.
That's amazing. It is incredibly challenging to share your personal stories, especially when there's so much emotion attached to it. I'm sure all of you are very proud of what you've accomplished, and it is an absolute privilege to be sitting here today and listening to your story, so we're so very proud of you, okay? Yes. You know, each one of us had different stories, different backgrounds, different challenges, but there was one common theme, and that is the power of education, the hope that we have for a brighter future. And as Latinos, there's a lot of struggles we face, language, cultural barriers, financial barriers. But the one thing that keeps us going is the hope for a better future. And education is what brings us together. Unidos Now, united today and every day for the future and forever. This is your family, wherever you go. You may go out of state, or you may stay in Florida, but this is your family now, and you'll never feel alone. We'll have your back, and you have each other's back as well. There's a few people that I want to thank before we conclude this presentation. First and foremost, I want to thank METV. They've been an amazing partner. In particular, the METV manager, Charles Clapsaddle. I also want to thank our amazing photographer, Karen, wherever you are. Thank you so much. And I want to thank the parents and the families that contributed to this event by bringing refreshments and for your support as well. So thank you. Un mensaje en español para las familias que vino. Es un placer estar con ustedes y es un placer estar en este grupo como Unidos Now. Es espectacular y todos ustedes deben ser muy orgullosos de sus hijos porque ellos van a ser nuestros futuros. Entonces, mil gracias por todo su apoyo porque de verdad necesitamos todo el apoyo que podemos. Entonces, muy amable. Mil gracias. I'm now going to bring up Luz Corcuera. She has 2 special awards that she would like to give to the students.
As you can imagine, it will be extremely hard to pick one winner because all of them are remarkable and they stand out and they were able to find their own uniqueness. But we asked the students to vote. And so we have 2 awards tonight. One is awarded to Andrea Aguirre in recognition of positive attitude and teamwork. Andrea? And the leadership award is going to Jonathan Barroso. And I also want to say something to the parents in Spanish, if you would allow. Padres y madres que están esta noche con nosotros, sabemos vuestras historias, vuestras dificultades, y nosotros admiramos lo que ustedes han hecho para darles a sus hijos una vida mejor. Y nunca se van a arrepentir porque tienen unos hijos extraordinarios. So, muchas gracias por todo lo que hacen por ellos. Gracias.
Okay, thank you, Luz. And now for the closing remarks, I would like to invite up our co-founder and an amazing person, former mayor of Sarasota, Kelly Krishner.
Thanks, Juan. I think Juan's going to be our future mayor. He's pretty much said everything already. He stole my thunder hablando en castellano los padres de familia, así que ya no puedo aportar más palabras de agradecimiento a ustedes, los padres de familia, las historias que nos han compartido ahorita sus hijos. Para mí es increíble, para llorar casi cada uno de ellos, y realmente el agradecimiento más grande el día de hoy es para ustedes. I apologize for that little intervention, but clearly the first ones we need to thank in the room are the parents that have brought their children to this point, that they're going to spend the summer doing this. I'm going to be brief, so quickly just want to recognize Dr. Bonnie Jones from USF. I know Dr. Osborne can't be with us, but thank you again so much for partnering with us. I think we're in our 4th year at USF. Is it 4? Yeah. It's a great partnership. And then other really significant community partners, and I saw Susie Bowie sneak in and we didn't get to recognize her. So Manatee Community Foundation, if you could just wave, Susie, thank you so much. And there we have tremendous support from other board members that drive across the entire state of Florida just to be here this evening. And Frankie Soriano is standing in the back. He used to be our executive director as well. And I said in Spanish just briefly ago, there are a number of the stories that were just invoking tears for me in the back. And then I'm standing back there, and Jorge Serrano, where are you, Jorge? Are you still here? Jorge just came in, and I was standing in the back, and he said, "Hey, I just finished my freshman year at FSU, and it's thanks to you guys." It's a pretty cool feeling. Thanks, Jorge. So you could see for people that are in their 40s, it's hard to speak up here in front of you all and not break up too. So just some themes and metaphors from this evening that I want to recapture, and then we need to go eat some of this food that the parents have brought. The spread, before you guys touch it, you should take pictures of it. It shows the love of these parents as well. But ¿qué estás haciendo? I'm the right arm. Think crazy. I didn't know we had a P. Diddy with us this year. Think crazy. And then this common theme of music and how fundamentally important music is in weaving throughout all of our lives, and it connects cultures and cuts across race, economic status. And it all came from the mouths of babes. These are teenagers telling us this. So, to you, our young people, thank you. Super impressed. Super excited to see where you go. Sebastian Rica, where are you? What are you talking about going to California? You got everything right here. There's the expression in the Bible to those... Yeah, gracias. The expression in the Bible, to those whom much has been given, much will be expected. We, your parents, this community, are expecting a lot from you. So if you do go to California, we're going to be expecting big checks at least coming back. Because you're not going to be here over the summer to mentor the students that are coming up behind you. And I see a lot of little kids here that are coming up behind you already. So in all seriousness, we are expecting great things out of you in the colleges and universities that you'll attend, the programs that you're going to do, and eventually the lives that you'll impact. And we hope that you remember this program, you remember this community, you remember the sacrifices your parents and others have made, and you come back and engage and invest in the same ways that so many people have in your lives as well. So with that, I just want to thank you all again, thank our mentors. There's many familiar faces here that we're not recognizing that have been with us since 2010 when we founded Unidos Now, who've given their time, treasure, and a lot of times both. And so thank you all. For those who have some time and treasure, on September 22nd, we're having our gala dinner at Michael's on East, and we have information outside. We would really love for you to accompany us and make sure that we continue to scale up this program. I think in our 4 years we've been here at USF, this is, we're at capacity, but we want to be at even greater capacity to serve that many more students and have that much greater of an impact in this community, and we can only do that with all of your help. So thank you all very much. Please stick around, network, get to know some of these really incredibly young people, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you all.